Women get all, and I mean all, of their self-worth from male approval, and they know it. Everything women do from sunup until sundown is for one specific goal: to get as much male attention as humanly possible. So let's break this bad boy down in the customary Donovan Sharpe way, shall we? The first paragraph says, sick and tired of being so hung up on what box to check on the demographics form? You're not alone. Being single after 30 is not the end of the world, despite what society and the media try to lead you to believe. Let's kick the falsehoods to the curb by refuting these 10 distortions about single life beyond your 20s that just aren't true. So her opening paragraph is already operating within the bounds of an apex fallacy. Okay, being 30 and single isn't the end of the world. Being 31 and single, that's not the end of the world either. Shit, being 36 and single isn't the end of the world either, but it's damn close, at least as far as women are concerned. For the last 5 or 6 decades, women have been proclaiming, I don't need a man. They say things like, women need men like fish need bicycles. We've all heard that. Then when they hit 30 and they're still single, they start to freak out a little bit, not too much. A few years later, they hit the panic button. And if she hits 40 and still hasn't found a man, all hope is lost. And yes, that is the end of the world for women. Not finding a man isn't the end of the world for women. Oh, yes, the hell it is. Women get all, and I mean all, of their self-worth from male approval, and they know it. Everything women do from sunup until sundown is for one specific goal: to get as much male attention as humanly possible. Male attention and female envy is what every woman is trying to do on social media. Look at my boyfriend. Look at my awesome life. That's where she gets the female envy from. I tried out my new earrings today with her ears barely showing, with her tits in full view, showing half of her areolas and probably some nipple. That's for the male attention. Women acting like they don't want or need men is about as laughable as it was when they started spewing this nonsense back in the 60s. Women who don't have men are depressed. Women who have men are not. It's that simple. The purpose in every woman's life is to find and lock down a man. Long-term relationship, marriage, whatever the case may be. And failure to do so means that you are a failure as a woman. Why else do you think Cara Vale is telling women not to freak out about being single over 30? Because women over 30 who are single are freaking out. So let's go ahead and get to it here. Number 1, you're still single, aren't you? And you're far from worth it. People get busy and life happens. Some guys spent their 20s getting stable, going to college, then grad school, maybe did an internship, and are just now settling into their career. They were too focused to date, and possibly too broke, with good reason. Now he's older, stable, and ready to mingle. Not all the good catches get snatched up right away. There's also the guys that made the wrong choices the first time around. Being divorced doesn't mean he's not eligible. Now she's trying to compare women to men and imply that we are somehow similar. Yes, men in their 20s, we spend our 20s getting stable. We get jobs, we do internships, we're in trade school, which is obviously much better than college and a lot less expensive. We're building a foundation for the next phase of our lives, which is the 20s and 30s. But women who follow the same path into their 30s, they end up getting passed over by men their own age. And then they wonder why the 37-year-old lawyer or the 39-year-old pilot chooses a 21-year-old over her. Sweetheart, it's because you're old. That's why. Your value arc is not the same as a man's. Yes, life does happen for men. That means getting ourselves ready for the world. For women, it means getting by any dude with a smile and a 5 o'clock shadow. Ladies, stop giving yourselves excuses for not locking down a man in your 20s. Look, number 2. You won't be able to have any or more kids. 30 is still young, she says. There are plenty of people, including celebrities, oh my God, who are having their first child in their 40s even. Every day is a new chance to meet your soulmate, fall in love, and expand your family together. There are plenty of guys out there who will be okay with the fact that you already have kids if you do. And blending families together can work out great. You never know what tomorrow will bring. For the love of all things holy, when are women going to stop comparing themselves to celebrities? When are these guys going to wake up and understand they aren't Beyonce? When are these guys going to wake up and realize that J-Lo looks as good as she does at 50 because of genetics, HGH, and oh yeah, she's a celebrity? Comparing themselves to celebrities, guys, this is one of the most dangerous activities, thought experiments that women do to themselves. Remember Lisa Faye's dumbass comparing herself to Tyra Banks, J-Lo, and Rihanna because she has a big forehead? Yeah, exactly the same thing. Women who have children in their 30s and 40s, they are asking for trouble. They're asking for a world of trouble. Children born to young parents are a lot better off than children born to old parents. In other words, healthy. So go on, wait till you're 38 to have kids. That will be the end of the world when your kid has a slew of health problems because you decided to give your best fertile years to men who couldn't give less of a shit about you. And oh, by the way, the men who will be okay with the fact that you already have kids will not be the men you want. You're undesirable. There's another myth. You're you, a person with a story just like everyone else. Being single at this age does not mean anything is inherently wrong with you, and it's simply foolish to compare. Some women are taken because, yes, they got lucky and met their guy young. But others settled, made mistakes that will later sadly end in divorce or even using a guy for personal gain. You don't want to be like them, and you will find someone for you. Oh no, baby girl. The girls who met their guy at a young age did not get lucky. Oh no, those had a plan. They wisely decided to take the long approach and make themselves ready for marriage from a young age so that they'd get snatched up as soon as they were marrying age. See, these were the girls who lived at their parents' house until they knew a high-value man wanted their daughter's hand in marriage. These were the girls who didn't stop sleeping around or who didn't start sleeping around in their 30s. A girl who meets a guy young and gets married young, guys, that plan is 100% by design. Guys, I'm here to tell you, and I say this all the time. And ladies, if there are any young women watching me right now, you need to turn up your phones. If a female can make it to the age of 18 without losing her virginity, without smoking, without getting tattoos, and without getting fat or out of shape, she's hit the lottery. Period. She can have any man she wants. She'll have her pick of the litter. And guess what? It doesn't even matter if she's below average looking. Hell, she could even be ugly. Ain't nothing a little bit of makeup and plastic surgery couldn't fix, right? If a girl is young, a virgin, docile, feminine, dude, she could be a below average looking chick and still be hot to the high value guy. You better believe it. You better believe it. High value, well-to-do, wealthy, sought out men will move heaven and earth for a female like this. And even though it seems like most girls are just kind of sleeping around, there are a select few who have figured it out. They know that all they have to do is refrain from slutty behavior, guys. That's all they have to do. Refrain from slutty behavior. They know they can have a happy life with a man that they respect and love who will also take good care of her and their children. Ain't no luck involved there. And the girls that settled were the girls in their mid-30s with 2 kids who had to settle for the guy who was okay with their 2 kids. They're unhappy because they're not with the men they want to be with. And that is all there is to it. Number 5, it's a curse. After my divorce, after my divorce, she says, one of my coworkers told me the year she spent single after her breakup was the best time in her life. She told me about going out, traveling, and a general sense of personal freedom. We know what that means. And less responsibility to another person. At the time, I couldn't see it, but now I understand how wise her advice was. Being single is really not that bad if you think about it this way. For some people, they remain happily this way by choice. Oh boy. Guys, I've always maintained that some of the easiest targets out here are recently separated or divorced women. These women will literally throw themselves at you if you show even a little bit of masculinity. And Miss Vale's friend here just nailed it. She just verified it. Of course, the year after divorce is fun. You get to take all the you want without having to sneak around to do it. None of these activities, by the way, are any fun for women if they can't get the in the end, guys. Then she has the gall to say that some women stay this way by choice. Yeah, they do when they're 31, 32 years old. At 38, 39, not really a choice anymore. Number 8. You want to steal your friends' men. That apparently is a myth. That doesn't really sound like a myth to me. Girls who are not in relationships want to steal the boyfriends and husbands of their friends. Don't let your girlfriends act, she says, like you are a threat to their relationships because you're single. Your relationship status does not make you more or less likely to engage in home-wrecking behavior. And if not being taken is the sole qualifier for their men having wandering eyes in your direction, that's something that needs to be taken up with them, not you. It's funny how this thinks that we think that women who are in relationships don't engage in home-wrecking behavior. Don't get me wrong, guys. Single girls are absolutely a threat to their friend's relationship, but let's not pretend that women in relationships aren't f***ing around either. Happens all the time. If you're with a man that you respect and love, do not, I repeat, do not let your slutty friends come around your man. Because single girls, married guys, and dudes in relationships on the regular. Not that you needed me to tell you that. Number 10, you're missing out. You shouldn't be wanting a relationship to start your life. You need to live your best life now. And oh my God, if it's what you want, hope that someone who complements or adds to it that comes along. But general life and the pursuit of happiness should not be on pause until you meet your match. If you're expecting him to come along and fill a void, you are likely to be disappointed expecting too much. What she is doing here, guys, is she is encouraging women who are in their 30s to continue to sleep around. The reason why any given woman in her 30s is not in a relationship is because she is low value. And there are very few things that lower a woman's value quicker than having sex with hordes of men. Women can only destroy themselves one way, and that way is through sex. Any activity, any vice, any addiction a woman has always leads to sex. And the more sex a woman has had, the lower her value gets. This woman is telling her, you don't have to miss out. Just because you're single and 32 years old doesn't mean you have to put your on pause, waiting for the right guy. No, just keep on fucking all these other guys, and the right one eventually will find you. No wonder women are popping Xanax and Zolpidem and whatever anti-anxiety medication they can get their hands on. They're listening to fucking hoes like this. Unbelievable, man. Get thousands of hours of content not found anywhere on patreon.com/Donovan Sharpe. Link in description.